Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be with you all. Unfortunately, for the first time ever, we are not live, but we are recording on Zoom from our respective houses. I'm with here, Gary Feder, with your co-host Brian Cohen. How are you,
Hello,
Brian?
everyone. I know it's probably different for everyone. Usually, you don't get to see my face because I'm usually recording everything. So I apologize if that lessens the quality of the video, but it is
Well,
what it is.
well, you could also say maybe it strengthens the quality of the video because you don't get to see my lower crotch area.
Oh, but I mean that's like the highlight for some people, like a din or something. So
Yeah. Sorry, Dean. You could stop watching at this point. Well, we have a great show for everyone today. And we want to start, of course, first of all, by welcoming our newest league members, Ellie Sindel, Gabriel Yazada, our first co-team in the Gfed Invitational.
welcome.
Welcome. We're looking forward to some good competition. I hope you know what you're getting yourselves into. To start off the show, we wanted to go through the composite standings over 5 years. It's how we've started doing that after year 3, and just to keep everyone on their toes and update everyone as to who's been doing well and who the weak links. Unfortunately, Brian and I are the weak link category.
Having some trouble there, Gary. Your camera keeps going up and down.
Oh, that's all I was moving. Sorry.
Okay.
Stop. I'm reading from my phone, Wilson. Okay, so we've had 13 league members so far. Gabby and Ellie, you will be included in these standings next year. In 13th place, the one and only member of the Zero Club, Daniel Blau, at a total of 9-17 in his 2 seasons with 0 playoff appearances. Sorry, Blau. We still love you, but you're an over in your 2 seasons. And remember, the points, I have a point structure, but basically it's 1 point for making the playoffs, 2 points for making the second round, 3 points for making the third round, and 4 points for winning the finals. Pretty much as simple as that. The bottom tier besides Bilal in 12th place, Brian, 1 point.
1 point.
1 playoff appearance.
In the first year. I haven't made the playoffs since the first year.
A lot of pressure on you today,
Yeah.
man. You don't even know yet. 11th place, Eitan Neiman. 28-50. It's a pretty bad record, but he did win a playoff game in his one playoff appearance. So
What was my record? What's my composite record?
34-44.
Okay.
Pretty competitive. I mean,
bad,
for
but
12th place, that's not bad.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's like an average season that's 2 games under 500. All right, that's basically going 6-8 every year.
Right.
Wait, does that sound 34? Yeah. Oh, it was by 6 games. Right, it was 6 games. So it's like it's going 6 and whatever. Yeah, 6 and 7.
It's about. I mean, there's not 4 quarters in a season.
5.5 and 7.5. Yeah. And in 10th place, yours truly, Gary Feder, 34-44 also. I have made the playoffs twice, so I also have 2 points. Then it's the bottom middle club of 3 people. In 9th place, Oren Glickman with 4 points. He had 2 playoff appearances, 1 win and 1 bye. In 8th place, Dean Liss at 38-40. Good record. Oh, Oren was also 39-39. So pretty, for 9th place, 500 is pretty good.
That's pretty good for 9th place. That's really good.
Yeah, Oren I think was 9-4 last year.
This is what happens when Max wins the league every year, even though he has an average record.
Yes, it is what happens. Dean, again, 8th place, 38-40, has 5 points, 3 playoff appearances, 2 wins. Started losing track. I was doing this from memory, but I started losing track once we got to the people who actually made the playoffs. In 7th place, Josh Nathan with 6 points. And then we got the higher middle end, 4 teams. Clar in 6th place with 7 points. Of course, he did win the 3rd annual Gfed Invitational.
Yeah, I think he won the 3rd one.
No, Dove won the 3rd one, I think. And then I think Clar won the 4th one. You guys can correct this for him. Andy in 5th place. Andy has only played 3 seasons. He's officially prorated to 8.3 points, which is more than 3rd and 4th place, but he has a 26-26 record, whereas our 4th and 3rd place individuals have above 500 records by a lot. So I thought I would just give him 5th place. This also makes up for last year when Max got upset at me for putting him at 1st because he had more prorated points, and Max was wrong. So this is a payback. In 4th place, SK tied with Dove in 3rd place for 8 points. Dove has SK actually has a better record, but Dove won, so we gave him the nod over SK in the tiebreaker. And then our top two, Zach Sturman with a really, really impressive 50-28 record. That's really good.
That is very good.
Not won any championships, so he only has 12 points, but he's made the playoffs, I believe, 4 to 5 years. And yeah, 15-20, it's really good. He did get Todd Gurley and Christian McCaffrey last years, so that helps. But and then, of course, in first place, not the best record, 43-35, pretty average, as Brian alluded to, but 3 championships. 3 championships and I believe another playoff appearance. My numbers might be wrong, but I know he has more than Zach, and that is Max Kirschwin with what I called 17 points. Those are our standings. Max at the top. Brian, you're the bottom.
Almost the bottom.
Now I guess Gabby.
On the bottom of the active players.
The bottom of the active players. So those are the standings, and now we have some exciting news to tell you. I will text our first guest. We're going to be playing a game. Brian, what was your favorite game in high school?
I don't know. Probably not the game that you want me to say, but
no, the game I wanted to say is Settlers of Catan.
Oh, obviously. Okay. Good call.
Okay. What was your second favorite game in high school?
You know, you could say it, Gary. You could say it, Gary.
Okay, fine. I don't know about your second favorite game. My second favorite game was a game I played one summer in Aqua West. It was a very inappropriate game. It was called, I believe it was called Chuck, F-U-C-K, which I will not say, and Marry, which was a fun game us horny high school boys played, where we would name 3 girls and we would choose which one do we want to marry, which one do we want to chuck, and which one do we want to
you say F.
Yeah. And so we decided we were going to do the same thing for fantasy football. So this is similar to what we played last year, actually, but we changed it up a little bit. Ooh, yes. Hello, Dove.
Welcome. What's up, Dove?
I feel like I'm walking into an ambush. It's good to see you guys.
Look at that beautiful sun, that beautiful LA sun.
Yeah. It's 80s and sunny.
It's dark here, but it's nice to have some sun in the video.
Yeah, happy to contribute.
We have to put some natural light in our video so people can.
I understand.
We were just explaining our game, which we have not told you or our second guest. What was your favorite game in high school? Let me ask.
My favorite game in high school?
There's only one right answer.
Settlers of
Catan. That is correct. At least you got it. Brian didn't get it. Hey, what was your second favorite? We're not playing Settlers.
To say, but I didn't want to lie. I never played that game.
We're not playing Settlers of Catan, though. So what's your second favorite game?
That would have been fun. I've never played it, but Ticket to Ride is other people's game. It's not my game.
Yeah, we're not playing that.
It's one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. It's
4-corner dodgeball.
That's
pretty dope with Mr. Goldman.
That wouldn't be fun over Zoom, though.
No.
Okay, it's a game that you play over Zoom.
I would classify it as impossible over Zoom. But,
Got it. Sorry, I wasn't picking it up.
So we were playing a game that I enjoyed playing on my summer on Aqua West when we were immature 9th grade boys, called Chuck, F-U-C-K, and Marry. When we would name 3 girls on the program, and we would evaluate what we want to do with each of those 3 girls.
Tasteless.
Yeah, extremely tasteless. So we decided we're gonna do some fantasy football version of that.
All right, that's cool.
We're gonna give our guest a tier of 12 players. We're going based on Yahoo rankings. He will give us 3 players: one he would like to pass on, one he would like to draft, and one he would like to trade up for. And then Brian,
okay, what is that again? I got taken out.
We're gonna give you a tier. We haven't given that to you yet. We're gonna give you 12 players, like 17 to 27, 17 to 28, and then you're gonna look at the rankings and say, all right, that guy you're gonna give us 3 names, and we have to figure out if you want them, draft them, or trade up for them.
Pass, draft, or trade up. Got it.
Yeah, don't say which one's which.
Don't say which ones. And then Brian and I will collaborate. We will come up with our guess. If we are right, you have to say we are right, and if we're wrong, you just say we're wrong. That's it. We don't ask further. We have a 1 in 6 chance of getting it right.
Okay, cool.
Reasonable odds of you keeping your secrets to yourself. And then we will turn the tables, and it'll be Brian's turn. me and you, Dove, will give Brian a tier. He will choose 3 players, and we'll guess him.
Okay.
Enough?
Okay.
All
Fair
right.
enough. Now, does this have bearings on where I'm drafting?
It does not.
This
This is-
Okay, good.
you don't get any
Fun.
bonus points for this.
Because then I'd have to strategize on,
No, this is just for sheer
I-
fun.
All right. I'm for it.
All right. Brian, do you have a tier that you'd like Dove to choose from?
Should I be looking up the?
I
Yeah,
can
you
also
should-
tell you
yeah.
the players, but yeah, you should probably look them up right now.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Dove has to say about players ranked 39 through 50. Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, Mark Ingram, Tyler McLaurin, Mark Andrews.
Give me a second. 30. What were the numbers?
39 to 50.
Wait. Oh,
And that's in 0.5 PPR.
yeah. If you go to our league and you go to season total, like under players under stats, it's season total. It gives you the rankings.
I have it on this other computer. Though. Is it Cooper, Ingram, Kupp, Ridley?
Yeah. So again, we'll read it for everyone following at home. Cooper Kupp,
Okay.
Calvin Ridley, Mark Ingram, Terry McLaurin, Mark Andrews, Tyler Lockett, Leonard Fournette, Raheem Mostert, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Cortland Sutton, and Le'Veon Bell. And Brian, I like that you chose this tier because there are no tight ends and quarterbacks, and we know.
Well,
Dove
Mark
does not
Andrews
have tight ends
right
and
there.
quarterbacks.
Mark
there's
Andrews is right in the middle, but
Okay, there's one.
I still think it's a very interesting tier.
1 second. I gotta pull it up again. Sorry. What do I do when I get to the league?
You go to
Go
players,
to players. Yeah.
and then under stats, let's go to season total. If it's not, maybe it's already there. On my phone, it's not. But
You want to go
Okay.
you want to find the season rank button.
1 second.
let's face it, the drafts are so won and lost in the middle rounds. I mean,
Especially this year, I feel like
it could be
rounds
lost.
3 to 6 are they can go in so many different ways, and especially with our league.
Leagues are lost in round 1. Like if you just totally screw up the pick, usually leagues are not won in round 1. If you got Christian McCaffrey like last year, maybe leagues are won in round 1. But most often, your team is stabilized in round 1, but leagues are won in the middle rounds.
Yeah, I tend
Definitely
to
can't-
agree. And waivers and trades.
Yeah. I don't think you can win your league at the draft personally, but you set
Listen,
yourself up for that.
I've yet to have a good draft in this league. Like
Probably me
hard.
too. I don't remember, but probably me too.
I don't know. There's nothing scarier than draft day and your turn is up and your strategy changes in the last minute and
Sounds like a classic Brian move.
yes.
You find it?
Yeah. So sorry. So 39 is Kupp, 50 is Bell.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's in between those.
Yeah. And but Dove, your championship year was when you went off script and picked all the receivers.
Yeah. I was
you ever done heavy receivers?
Antonio Brown round 1. It was Adam Thielen round 2 and Fitz round 3. He ended up being a bust, but it was James Conner around 5 or 6. That was the lucky pick.
Was that the year when the top 3 were Brown, Odell, Julio? That was
Must have been.
his top 3.
I think that might
Must have been
possible.
That would never happen. It's never happening ever again. That's those are going the first 3 picks. Very rare.
Certainly rare. All right, I got a draft, a pass, and a trade up for. I don't want to give away too much.
Tell us an order of Yahoo rank. That's
you can also name players that you like, not necessarily so into, but the ones you'd be most interested in trading up for.
Sure.
And this is you don't want to give up. If you have a real guy, you might not want to share him to all of us in case Brian and I do get it right.
Yeah, I'll try to blend. Maybe not my first guy to draft, maybe second draft, or something like that. All right, we'll do this. I got 2 of 3. So I know who my trade up for is, but I can't disclose. can't disclose. So I'm going to have to do my number 2 trade up. My draft and pass are accurate, though, in the interest of full disclosure.
Very serious game going on here.
Yeah, no, I don't want to mess this up.
Harry.
It's gonna come back to me. So we'll pass on him, draft him.
So like making this draft strategy like as we speak, like never a bad opportunity to
yeah.
to prepare.
All right, ready.
Ready? Okay. Who are
My
you?
3 names in no particular order are Leonard Fournette, David Montgomery, and Tyler Lockett.
Okay, so I feel like
hold on. There's no way. I can't see Dove. I can't see anyone really wanting to like really being that passionate about Tyler Lockett. I feel like Tyler Lockett has to be bottom 2. No.
I mean, I was gonna say about Leonard Fournette. When you hear Leonard
when you
Fournette,
get your stuff together, you tell me.
When you hear Leonard Fournette, it just sounds like the most unsexy pick in the entire draft. Like
he went from sexy to unsexy, like that.
Very quickly.
I kind of
David Montgomery is the sexy pick here.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Montgomery's the guy. What?
Isn't he a Ryan alumni?
Yes, I drafted him last year. I think in like 4th round, and everyone was complimenting me on the pick, and it didn't work out at all.
Yeah, we should always make you feel good when
Yeah.
laughing behind your back.
Well, I'm thinking Montgomery, Lockett, Fournette. What do you think about that, Brett?
You think Chuck is Montgomery?
No, the opposite.
You think trade up Montgomery, draft at the value, Lockett, pass up on Fournette?
That's what I think. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm definitely with you on Lockett because DK Metcalf is there and he's just a beast. Like there's no other way to describe him. So it's a pretty high draft pick for a second receiver on a run-heavy team.
Should I pull up the Matthew Berry rings? I know Dove is a fan.
Berry doesn't know much about football.
I won't do it.
No, it's not. I haven't studied him yet. He isn't. The draft day manifesto, though an entertaining read year in, year out, is no longer all that informative. I've kind of gotten the gist.
But this year, the draft day manifesto, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Drafters.
Of course they did.
It's a great book.
So
yeah, that's a good book too. Honestly, I've kind of graduated. And I love Matthew Berry, and I'll always be a Matthew Berry guy. But there's more like advanced analytics out there now than there was when we started playing this game in like 7th grade, and I'm gotten more into it.
Matthew Berry's a good writer, and he's pretty good on TV. I don't think he's the sharpest fantasy mind.
I feel like Fantasy Pros and
he does some research, but yeah,
there's some other really good like fantasy podcasts that are probably better than his analysis.
Or maybe I'm just getting you off my son so that I could draft Matthew Berry rankings accordingly.
All right, Gary. I think that he's trying to throw us off with Fournette, and Fournette is probably one of the handful of 3-down backs left in football. That doesn't, the Bears have Tariq Cohen, so Montgomery's not really going to be a 3-down back. I think that he would trade up for Fournette and draft Lockett at value and then pass on Montgomery. I think Montgomery just wasn't good at football last year. Like he just wasn't a good player.
There's no middle ground between our picks. We both agree on Lockett. I mean, we agree on Lockett, but we either have to go with yours or mine for Fournette and Montgomery. I'm willing to go with you, and then if you're wrong, I'm gonna lead it. I'm gonna make the call for our next guest.
Okay. So fine. Let's go with mine, and then okay. So we'll go with mine, and then
final answer. What is that?
So you're gonna trade up for Fournette, draft Lockett at value, and pass on Montgomery. Fully correct or just incorrect? One or the other. You don't have to name if we got 1 or 2 right.
Those assessments, though well reasoned, are incorrect.
Uh-huh.
You on draft day.
You on draft day. Dope, stay there. It is time to grill Brian.
Oh man,
Let's do it.
I think I've been
Okay.
grilled enough already. This video.
Do you have a tier of mind for Brian that you'd like to tier him?
I don't have a tier in mind.
Should we hit him hard? Should we go like that back end round 1, round 2 range?
I like it a lot. I think that's the way to do it.
Let's do 10 through 21, Brian.
Very nice.
21.
Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, Nick Chubb, Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, Nook Hopkins, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, rich men today, both of them. Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler, and Aaron Jones.
This is good.
Anyone else find it funny, by the way, that George Kittle is making $15 million a year and Travis Kelce is making $14.25 million a year, and George Kittle's one spot ahead of Travis Kelce? I don't think that's ironic. I don't think
who signed first?
Kittle signed first. Surprising, right?
Yeah, I don't know. They both deserve.
No, but Kittle signed
deserve
first.
this contract.
I think Kelce would have beat him by like.
It's amazing that they can't get paid like wide receivers.
Yeah, I think there's.
Why not?
I have my guys. Too.
You have your guys already? Quick.
Yeah.
Not too many tight ends last that long. There are a few. Like Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. We don't have too many tight ends playing into their mid to late 30s.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Well,
Let's see what Gronk brings
My
back.
3 guys in no particular order are Joe Mixon, Julio Jones, and Nick Chubb.
Joe Mixon, Julio, and Chubb. That's a tough set.
Well, I know Brian doesn't dislike Julio Jones.
Julio Jones is a perennial. He's going to regress towards more touchdowns, right? Year in, year out, he scores 3 to 5, and we're like, whoa, based on his red zone targets, he should have 7 or 8. Hasn't happened yet.
You know.
I might bet
Always
that
like
this
a
is
top
the year,
30
but
wide
he's good.
receiver.
He's good. Don't get me wrong.
I
Chubb is a tough one because Chubb, do you believe in Kareem Hunt, or what do you think on
the
that?
only hateable player is Chubb. I feel like Mixon. I feel like it's hard to hate Mixon.
Well, Mixon is a Joe Hertzberg alumnus.
Yes.
He was pretty what I like to call like the Maurice Jones-Drew category of like throw the ball, run into the offensive line, get knocked back for 2 yards.
You liked Maurice Jones-Drew.
I did until he got me that year. And Joe Mixon, I fell into that trap last year. But maybe they've improved their line a little bit. They have a quarterback and maybe get some guys out of the pocket. You know, maybe he has a little bit more space. With space, I mean, he has a great role. You put him on most teams in his role with 350 carries, catches, passes too. Like, he's good, but he had the same workload last year. He just didn't produce anything.
Right. The other thing to think of is like in our league, is Brian really trading up for Julio Jones?
Well, let's see.
Our league is so running back heavy.
I have mentioned that this year, Gary.
What?
I have mentioned that this year a lot so far to you.
I feel like Julio Jones is the draft. Is the middle.
Julio Jones is the draft. I'm okay with that. We should give the viewers context that Mixon is 10.
And Chubb is 13. And Julio Jones is
And Chubb is 13. And Chubb is 12. So it's a tight range here.
It is.
But I'm fine with Julio at draft. And I think Brian hated. I was always last year. I was like, "Hey, Brian, I'll give you Joe Mixon for like this guy and this guy." And Brian's like, "I don't want your Joe Mixon." So maybe he's
word for word conversation.
You know what? Give me one quick second. Let me see if I can pull up.
I feel like
if I can pull up a
it's
text.
going to take more than 1 second.
Give me like 30 seconds. I just wonder. I'm just curious if I can have a Joe Mixon text. I type in Mixon and it's just like, check this out. It's just like Avi Goodson, Eitan Neiman, Andy Rosenberg, Mac.
How many times do you try to trade Joe Mixon?
Thousands of times. But let me see if I can get with Brian real quick. You know what? I don't see it. Maybe I made this up. Maybe I'm confusing Brian for every single other person in the league. Oh, you know what it is? We don't WhatsApp. Sorry, I need another 30 seconds.
No, we don't WhatsApp. We text.
We text.
You can still search a word in text, I think. And I
Yeah, it's so much worse. Yeah, we spoke about it a bunch.
Gary, what do you think about my 3 players?
I think it's in order. I think it's you love Mixon, like Julio Jones and ready to chuck Nick Chubb.
All right, we'll go with that. We'll go with Brian changing his mind on Joe Mixon.
So that's your final answer?
That is our final answer.
Okay, well, you guys are incorrect.
Damn.
Sorry.
Sorry. This is
got
hard.
Nick Chubb third overall, man.
This is really hard.
Nick Chubb is probably like a top 4 like talent for running backs in the league, but
There is no such thing as running back challenge. Nah.
Well, that's false.
How many times have I tried?
No, you said it mostly has to do with offensive line, but it's not like there's no talent.
I know. But you gotta have to like write. It's kind of like clickbait. Like you kind of have to like make the big statement.
Yeah.
So people look into it, and then when you get into the details, it's mostly offensive line, and then you go there.
Right.
I guess he's talent. I guess.
Should we give Gary a range now?
No. That's for our next guest.
Okay.
Next guest gets Gary.
I guess Dove doesn't get to hear your.
You get to hear it on recording.
Oh, that's.
I'll watch it on the flip to be flip.
Yes, Dove, it's been a pleasure.
It's been great. Thanks for having me on,
You're
guys.
out there. You're in an apartment right now, right?
Yeah, in the apartment.
That's beautiful.
All's good.
Very
Got
nice
COVID tested
grapes.
yesterday, negative.
Very nice, like curtains or grapes.
Thank
drapes
you.
on.
Nicole did that. Nicole. He's a brand. Oh, look at that.
It's our next guest.
All right, my time's gone.
Mr. Neiman.
Good luck there, Eitan. You're in for a treat. I'll see you guys later. Looking forward to watching the full
My
video.
pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, always a pleasure. I thought Dove was going to stay on. This is disappointing.
So,
we
Yeah,
saw
we
you
gotta
and
keep this
time
in
to
group of
run.
3.
It's time
Okay,
to run with you guys.
Okay, it's time to go.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Eitan, a friend of the video. How are you?
quite well. Thank you for having me on. This is petrifying. No idea what I'm walking into.
Probably the worst experience of your entire life.
I don't know if this is going to come out on probably. I don't know if this is going to come out on the video when it's shown, but I'm currently facing 2 Brians.
Oh, that was because I had to log on with my phone so I can get the unlimited Zoom, but then the audio wasn't as good, so I just.
Okay, well, 2 Brians and 1 Gary. That's a lot to take on.
Eitan, I'll ask you the question of the night. What was your favorite board game to play in high school?
Favorite board game in
No way you're going to say the other answer that you want to say.
Settlers of Catan. Ever call that a board?
That is the correct answer.
Okay, all right.
You got that right. Brian did not get that right. Surprising.
Oh, man.
What was your second favorite game to play in high school? We will not be playing Settlers of Catan tonight.
So any game, period.
Yeah.
Perudo.
Okay, that's the wrong answer.
That is something along the lines of what I expected Eitan to say. Not what you were hoping for, Gary.
Yeah.
What were you guys hoping for? I'm sorry.
I was hoping for a game called Chuck, F-U-C-K, and Marry. What does that mean, you ask? It was a game that I used to play with some friends on Achva West and back in my immature high school days, where we would discuss 3 girls on the program. And
Yeah.
say which one we'd like to marry, which one we'd like to chuck, and which one. you got the picture.
Yeah, I think I stopped playing that like in 6th grade, maybe pushed to 7th. So
I was a little more
we-
mature when I was playing that game.
that's 6 seems like it. 6 seems like we aged, matured at different ages.
We've decided to move to elaborate that and move that into fantasy football realms.
Okay.
The plan is, and we did this with Dove and we've done this with Brian so far. Now we will do this with you and me. We will give you a tier of 12 players on Yahoo, as that is our platform. So let's say we'll say 100 to 111. And you will look at those 12 players and you will say which player you want to pass on, which player you want to draft, and which player you want to trade up for. And then I will collaborate and say which we think it is. And and then you have to tell us if we're right or wrong. You don't tell us which one. You don't say which we're wrong on. We have a 1/6 chance of getting it right. If we get it right, you have to say we're right. Otherwise, you just say we're wrong, and that's it.
I'll give you a range. You'll just say 3 players' names, and then me and Gary will take a guess.
So far, we are 0 for 2. Me and Brian got Dove wrong, and me and Dove got Brian wrong.
Predictable. Okay. So
Brian, I prepared a tier that has a decent number of quarterbacks and tight ends because We know Eitan.
Oh, is Greg Olson in the tier?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Is Greg
Okay,
Olson there?
right on my
Greg Olson-
expertise.
No, I did not do
Kickers.
300 to 300.
So let me get this right. So Brian is gonna try to guess what I'm chucking, who I'm chucking.
Me and Brian. We're
We're
collab.
both gonna try to guess who I'm chucking.
And
And
then
I
you
won't
guys
say
give,
anything. And when
Yeah.
you guess, I'll either say right or wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I'm chucking, I'm drafting, and I'm trading out.
Yeah. You might want to pull up the rankings on
yes,
Yahoo
you
quickly.
definitely will want to pull the rankings.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 moment.
All right, Gary, what tier were you thinking of while Eitan's
We have
pulling it up?
51 through 62.
51, which actually is nice based on, like, leads well on what we gave Dove.
Yeah,
39
we gave
to
Dove 39 to 50, now we're doing 51 to 62. So we got David Johnson, Zach Ertz, Robert Woods, DK Metcalf, DJ Chark, Keenan Allen, Devontae Parker, a lot of receivers, T.Y. Hilton, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Cam Akers. So we got three QBs, 1 tight end, 2 running backs, and 6 receivers.
I like it.
Is that to me? I'm trying to pull up these rankings.
Yeah.
All right, give me the names again. I'm just gonna type them in.
We got David Johnson, Zach Ertz, Robert Woods, Metcalf, DJ Chark, Keenan Allen, Devontae Parker, T.Y. Hilton, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Cam Akers.
T.Y. Hilton. Who was after Prescott? Was that Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyler Murray and Cam Akers.
Okay. Cam Akers. Sure. All right. So I'm gonna draft one. I'm gonna chuck one, and I'm gonna trade up for one. Okay.
Yeah, we know you don't like trading up, but
I don't think I've done that once in my entire lifetime,
in
and
theory,
I'm not ready to start right now. That's for sure.
In theory.
Okay.
Brian, we forgot to ask Dove for any predictions.
That's fine, yeah.
Well,
I
hopefully,
thought you were going to ask him, but whatever. It's all good.
I forgot. Win some, you lose some. Dove, feel free to share predictions on the WhatsApp chat.
Okay. I'm all set. Got my choices.
What are your 3 choices? You can give them an order of ranking, just so there's no
Oh, okay. And you
no
guys-
predilections on our part.
Okay, I'll give them in order of when you said them. There's Zach Ertz, Robert Woods, and Dak Prescott.
Zach Ertz, Robert Woods, Dak Prescott.
I think that Eitan is not going for Ertz. I think he's been in too many times with his tight ends, and Goddard is a legitimate player, and I think as a 5th round pick, or I guess that would be 5th round pick, that he wouldn't go for Ertz
I
there.
agree. I'm in the Chuck category. This is
Woods, I think he's trading out for. And then I guess if he's taking Dak
Robert Woods
Prescott
type.
as a second to last pick in the 5th round, Dak Prescott, I mean, he was the QB2 last year, I'm pretty sure.
This is tough. I know Neiman likes the quarterback. I could see him really liking Dak. But would he trade up for a quarterback? You feel really strong about that? I could go either way on the Woods and Prescott.
I mean, it's your call. That's what we said after we picked for Dove, but we both agree on Ertz, which is good. So I'll let you take the call.
I'm gonna go with what Brian said. We're gonna go trade up for Woods, keep Dak Prescott. Draft Dak Prescott and chuck Zach Ertz.
And how am I supposed to answer this?
Fully right or just wrong?
Correct or incorrect?
You don't have to tell us you got 1 right, you got 2 right.
Could you repeat the?
Sounds like we're wrong.
I don't know. What did you say?
That's right. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to.
No, can you repeat it?
We're right unless he knows. We trade up for Robert Woods. Draft
And what were the other 2?
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And chuck Zach Ertz.
That is incorrect.
Oh, man.
Crap.
We're 0 for 3. So that
0
means
for
we have
3.
pretty good odds of getting Gary right here.
Not really. We still have the same 1/6 odds.
Well, assuming that you're eventually going to get it right.
Crap. I wonder if it was the opposite.
I don't
There's
know.
no way he doesn't like Robert Woods or Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Had to have been the other way. Shoot.
All right. Neiman. I'm
Mhm.
thinking that we can try to get an idea of maybe Gary's like second, third round picks and try to go like 20 to like 31 or something like that. Do you like that for Gary?
So these players. Now we're gonna guess who Gary trades up, who Gary chucks, and who Gary
Yeah, we're
drafts.
gonna give Gary a 12 player range, and he's gonna give us names, and we'll guess.
Okay, sounds good. Give the players away.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'll say them out loud
I'm ready.
because for a time to write
I'm
out.
ready, but you read the names out loud.
Yes.
We got Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Kenny Galladay, Odell,
Odell.
Mahomes, Thielen, Evans, Connor, Melvin, and Carson.
There really are a couple players I really like in this range.
What rankings do you give me? I mean, mine were total garbage. This has got to be significantly higher than mine.
Oh yeah, this is significantly higher.
I was like, okay.
It's like end of the second round to the third round.
Much
It's
better.
hard for me not to say Patrick Mahomes because I love him, but I will not say him. I'm going to give you 3 running backs. In order of how you said them. Aaron Jones, Melvin Gordon, Carson.
Okay. So
what were the 3? Aaron Jones, Melvin Gordon, and Carson.
That's correct.
So Melvin Gordon and Carson are pretty interesting. Carson has that injury history going on, and Melvin is in a pretty crowded backfield, though they did give him a lot of money to probably be the guy.
Right.
And Aaron Jones had 19 touchdowns last year and is due for a regression from that regard. So good job, Gary, giving us 3 complicated names.
Very complicated.
Everyone has their ups and downs in this range. I mean, when Chris Carson's healthy, he is amazing. And he plays on a very good offense that likes to run the ball. Melvin Gordon.
I'm hoping you guys get this right. It would be fun. It would be fun for the viewers.
The Broncos are becoming more of a passing team. With Drew Lock and Jerry Jeudy there, and Cortland Sutton being a beast last year. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Eitan?
I'm pretty confident in what I think here. Gary notoriously loves the Packers, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to say he trades up for Aaron Jones.
He does love the Packers.
Gary had Austin Eckler last year, who did very well for him. So I'm surprised Eckler's not in here to trade out. But I would say that
he's not necessarily picking his actual favorite guy, but out of the 3 guys, he's picking.
Right.
I
feel like he's going to dump Melvin because he saw how ineffective he was when he came back, and he's going to draft Carson. That's what I think. Trade up for Jones, dump Melvin, draft Carson, based off his history.
I mean, trading up for Jones seems like a very risky play, but out of those 3 guys, it might be the one he likes the most.
Right? Maybe Chris Carson he trades up for. I mean, I think Melvin's the definite dump, personally.
I can't see Gary trading up for Carson.
Yeah, it's pretty
injury history, and if you lose out on a first 3-round pick, and it's a running back, and in this league, you're done for. So we'll go with what Eitan said. Trade up for Jones, draft Carson at his value, and dump Melvin.
You guys are incorrect. I will say, I will give, I don't know if this helps or hurts. I will say you got one of the 3 correct.
I'm not gonna read into it at all. Like, it means nothing to me.
You did get one of the 3 correct.
I think it's dump Melvin, trade up for Carson, and then draft Aaron Jones if that's the case.
I will not divulge any more information.
If I were to switch on, it would be, draft Melvin and dump Carson, but whatever.
Okay, I'm switching Carson and Jones personally.
Okay.
But you know what? Actually, Gary does like those crowded backfields. He is kind of a fool.
He loves taking players in bad
Total
situations.
fool. bad players in bad situations. There's Gary. So you know what? I should have rethought this. Gary thrives on trade the whole
All right,
house for.
let's move over to bold predictions.
Yes.
Okay.
Neiman, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Oh, I mean, I think the empty stadiums are going to have a major impact on helping offenses, and particularly helping some notoriously fragile QBs. And one fragile QB I obviously follow is Mitch Trubisky, who
Who's going to be
is
the backup for the Chicago Bears this year, and Nick Foles is going to start.
the
I don't know
backup.
about that.
I think he is going to start
I think
because
he's going to start too.
there's been I think it would have started regardless, but definitely since there's been no time to get Foles acclimated with the offense, not time to play games, I really think Trubisky's going to start with a short leash. It's my personal prediction. I don't think that's bold, but my bold prediction will be I think Trubisky is we'll say bold is top 10 QB bolds for Trubisky.
That's very bold.
That's very bold.
Top 10
Spoke like a true Bears
Top
fan.
10
I can tell
Trubisky.
you that
I
other
think he's
day,
really going to benefit from no fans.
the other day, me, Gary, and Daniel Blau were just giving some fun like quarterback rankings of like just talent, and I picked of just the starting 32 quarterbacks right now, and I put Trubisky as my worst quarterback in the entire league, behind every single quarterback.
That's fantastic.
Very
I'll
bold.
go with the same thing. I think defenses, and I don't know it's bad for them. I don't think there's going to be one defense who averages 15 points a game. I don't know if that 15 points a game is a lot for a defense, but I think defenses are going to do very poorly. See, not one
15 fantasy points per game.
15 fantasy points per game. That's right.
Eitan, Alexander, it's always a pleasure. Just
Great.
for you to depart the video because we are about to.
I'm not going unless you kick me out. You can't. You're not
I
just
can
going to
kick him
leave.
out.
Ryan, kick
If
it
you
out.
kick me out, I suppose I'll leave then. It was a pleasure, folks. I look forward to watching the whole video.
It was a
Alright,
pleasure having
Thank you,
you.
Eitan. See you later. Bye. Okay.
Ryan, would you like to share your bold predictions before it is time to get into the draft?
Yeah, I have 3 featuring a prediction from somebody else. I thought it would be fun to get Daniel Blau on the video a little bit. I got a prediction from him.
13th place.
Yeah, 12th place and 13th place. You know, our predictions definitely hold a lot of weight. All right, so I guess I'll just like run through my 3 quickly, and then okay. So my first bold prediction is that Teddy Bridgewater, currently ranked number QB 28 on Yahoo, will finish as a top 12 QB, so a QB1 in our league.
Okay.
Main reason, the defense is going to be the worst in the league, you know, I think by far. They were ranked 31st last year, only ahead of the Dolphins, and they lost 6 starters, and they're pretty much expecting rookies to step in and fill in for those 6 players. So I think they're going to be so bad, and they're going to be in a shootout like every single week.
It is scary to think how many passes Christian McCaffrey's going to catch from Teddy Dumpdown.
I know it is pretty crazy. He's gonna.
It's really crazy.
He's gonna go off this year again. Other reasons why he has really good weapons in McCaffrey, as you just said, and DJ Moore, 2 high-end guys. He also has 2 other serviceable wide receivers in Curtis Samuels and Robbie Anderson. He has like a real deep threat with Robbie Anderson. And I think like last year he was just asked to be a game manager on the Saints, and they knew their team was good enough to get through Drew Brees' injury, and they just didn't want him doing too much. And the Saints were just so good they didn't need him to do too much. But this year they're going to be not very good, the Panthers, and they're going to need Bridgewater to do a lot. And I think those 2 things combined are going to put him into QB1 territory.
Sounds good.
Second prediction: Hunter Henry, currently ranked as the tight end number 6 on Yahoo, will finish below tight end 15. This one I feel is pretty self-explanatory once you already heard that. Tyrod Taylor just isn't going to be throwing downfield as often as Rivers was. He's potentially the 4th option on their team behind Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Mike Williams. And this is talking about a QB that doesn't have a very good arm. So, just that's not looking good.
I kind of agree with this one.
The Chargers ran only 36.7% of the time last year. So just a little under 2/3 of their plays were passing plays, but that's going to go down this year. with Tyrod, and also the fact that I think probably the last 8 games of the year, they're just going to want to see if Justin Jackson or Joshua Kelly is the guy there who can really be a workhorse. And I think they're just going to spend a lot of the time just figuring that out. So, yeah, I think his volume is going to go down. He's a less accurate quarterback. And it's just a situation of he's not like a player that the offense is going to run through him. And it just, just a team structure is not going to really go his way. And third, we have Daniel Blau's prediction. Very bold. Calvin Ridley, currently ranked number 17 wide receiver on Yahoo, will finish top 5 and ahead of Julio Jones. That is his prediction.
I like it.
He said he's primed for a 30-year breakout. I threw in a stat here. The Falcons have the most vacated targets last year. The most vacated targets this year with 258 with the loss of Sanu and Hooper and Devontae Freeman. He says Calvin Ridley is just extremely talented. No one's going to argue that. And even though Julio Jones is awesome, he's 31 years old, and maybe the age will catch up with him this year. So all those things combined, he predicts them to be a top 5 wide receiver and finish ahead of Julio.
I like those last two. I think those are good bold predictions. First one's a little too bold for my liking.
Yeah, it was bold, but I always like to bring a bold one. Very.
I hear you. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. Mine are not really fantasy football related. One of them is
you have Mahomes and Lamar. How can you name and Prescott and Russell Wilson are the only 4 quarterbacks that I guarantee are going to have really good years. But can you really? How many more quarterbacks can you guarantee are going to be better than Teddy Bridgewater?
Pending injury, I feel like
Tom Brady and it's ranked around 12, 11. Are you really positive he's going to be better than Bridgewater? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say maybe. I think I feel good about Deshaun Watson and Josh Allen being better than him.
I mean, Josh Allen I feel like Josh Allen could have a bad year. I mean, he's still not the most accurate passer.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I hear you.
His rushing game is obviously what makes him good, but
yeah.
I don't know. I can't say positively that there's 12 quarterbacks that are for sure better than him.
No, definitely not.
And I think that, just in a good situation for fantasy.
No, I respect it. I'll give you my 3, and then we will get into the main event.
Oh, yeah.
The Detroit Lions are going to win the NFC North this year. I didn't look at win totals, but I was looking at the week on Lions. The NFC and North are playing each other. So the Lions are home to the Bears, and they're 1.5-point favorites, which means, on a neutral field, the Bears will be favorites, which really surprised me. I think the Lions are definitely better than the Bears.
They have a very good offense.
The Lions are not bad, not a bad team.
Yeah.
They have no expectations, and Matt Patricia's coaching for the job. And then the Packers were, I think it was 3.5-point underdogs to the Vikings in Minnesota or something like that. So those are about even. I think Minnesota's going to also take a huge step back this year.
Right. I don't think I'm ready to get on the bandwagon with you yet, but
I think it's going to be between the Packers and the Lions. If I had to bet my life on it, I would bet the Packers. But because it's a bold prediction, I think the Lions have a good shot. And that's
I think the Packers are in a prime position to reach the NFC Championship game again.
Very possibly.
Even though Aaron Rodgers is ranked QB 13 right now, for fantasy, he's still a top 3 quarterback in real life.
No, he's a great quarterback. I think they are still a team to beat. I think they're going to take a step back. I think they'll make the playoffs.
I think they won 13 games last year, the Packers.
I think the Lions and the Packers will both make the playoffs. I think.
Yeah, especially with 7 seeds.
I think especially with 7 seeds. I think the Lions have a shot.
That's fair.
My second one is that the one New York football team, the Buffalo Bills, will win more games than the 2 LA football teams, the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Combined. Okay.
I believe the Buffalo Bills are in prime position to dominate this year. 12-4, 13-3 record. 12-4, let's say. And I think the Rams and the Chargers are both going to be really bad this year. The Chargers, as you mentioned, Tyrod Taylor, not a fan. He's the only one I would take under Mitch Trubisky probably.
Right.
And I think the Rams are just falling apart. They have
I agree with you. I think the Bills are really, really good.
They're gonna win the division this year.
I can see the Chargers.
They are winning the division this year.
I can see the Chargers winning 5 games and the Rams winning 6 games, and yeah, something like that.
That's pretty bold. I think that's pretty bold prediction.
It is just bold in general to pick that they have more wins than 2 teams
that hasn't won their division in 50 years.
Yeah.
Versus the Rams who made the Super Bowl 2 years ago, Chargers who made the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the third and final one, there's exactly a 1/12th chance of this happening, which is that I will get the first selection this year. And the reason I'm saying
This is very bold.
for the first time in our league, I really don't care what pick again. I'm really happy with the late round pick. I'm happy with the early round pick. I don't care. And because I don't care, somehow this year, this is going to be the year that I get a good pick.
Well, I would be very happy with first pick because Christian McCaffrey scores like
Listen,
100 more points than everybody else.
Again, I'm not going to be upset, but this year more than ever, I'm happy to get a late first round pick. And I've always gotten later first round picks in this league. I've always had bad drafts.
No, Gary, if you win the lottery today, you can choose 10th pick. No one can take that from you. So
I will choose a topic. I won't say which one, but I will choose a topic if I get the first pick. It is time to reveal the 12 sheets of paper that we will be rolling up into balls for our draft. We did Brian, you introduced this. It was you and Dove primarily did this. I was involved. We were all involved, but us
yes,
three.
it was a team effort with me, Gary, and Dove, and we just thought it would be a little more fun to do something different than just Gary deciding, like, guessing like players that we would choose. So we went with some superlatives. If anyone's ever seen the Jimmy Fallon skit, it's just generally like a most likely to blank. And that's basically, you know, the jokes on the cards.
So okay, I'm gonna pull this. Actually, do I have it on my phone? All right, you can read it. I'm gonna. I don't know if you'll be able to read it. Let me just split up my phone. I think I have it.
I can read it if you put it up to the.
Yeah, I'll read from my phone. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully people can see. It's probably too hard to see. Whatever. Most likely to 60% chance, to be precise, ride a mediocre team to a championship, Max Kirschblum.
Very precise.
Very precise. Most likely to lose the goal of fantasy football, winning, in lieu of a somewhat sadistic love of punishment, Dean Liss. Most likely to antagonize Gary on draft day, Ellie and Gabby. Sorry, I'm doing a bad job.
Very, very safe bet right there. Would not be a bold prediction.
I'm just gonna read them like this. You can't see it anyway. I wrote them too small. Most likely to draft Daniel Jones in the 5th round or in Glickman. Most likely to draft J.J. Watt in case he had tight end eligibility in Week 16 SK. Most likely to not set your lineup in the fantasy football championship. People don't forget that, Zach. Brutal. Zach Sterman.
That's pretty bad.
Most likely to prep for 2 months only to change strategies at the draft, Brian. Very self-imposed.
Yeah, I gave that to myself.
Most likely to use both timeouts to make a 3-way trade for an extra 8th round pick, Dove. That was also you, Brian, right?
Yeah, that was me.
That was hilarious. That was my favorite one. Actually, coming up is my favorite one. But that was one of my favorite ones. Most likely to miss the draft because of work, Jacob Carr. Most likely to miss the draft because of softball, Andy. Most likely to miss the draft because he's rooting Andy on in softball, Neiman. That's my favorite one. That was great. I think that was dope.
And last but not least.
Most likely to miss the draft because he self-imposed himself to auto-pick, Gary. Very well deserved. Brian, you know the drill. I'm going to roll up these cards, but what I did not tell you, or anyone for that matter, is how we will be choosing who gets what. Anything else you'd like to share, Brian, while I'm rolling up these cards into small, unreadable balls?
I could tell everyone that we were originally planning on having Shmuel help us with the draft, which would have been adorable, but it's a little past his bedtime, it seems. But we miss you, Shmuel.
Yes, the plan was to have Shmuel pick these 12 balls out of a hat. It would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Or an epic fail. There would have been no in between. Probably would have depended on if he got a good nap.
All right.
I'm rolling it. I'm 4 through 12. Our draft is in, what's today, Thursday? Our draft's in 3.5 weeks. Labor Day, Monday night, where we will be using Brian's Zoom. Thank you to SAR for allowing Brian, even after he's done being employed by SAR, to continue to use free.
I hope I still have my my SAR,
Oh yeah,
account
hopefully you
and stuff.
do.
We'll see what
Don't
happens.
tell them, please. Well, Brian, I guess we can introduce what the plan is, right?
I mean, you know the plan. I don't know the plan.
Brian, what was your third favorite game to play in high school?
My third favorite game. Yeah, there's so much pressure. I want to say the right answer. I don't know. You tell.
Think of games that
Board games. Anagrams.
Think of games that could be used to take a draft order with 12 rolled up balls.
Bowling. We went bowling a lot.
Yes, but fine. Over Zoom.
I don't know. I don't know.
Deal or no deal?
I would never have guessed that. I don't understand, but okay.
It'll all make sense.
Are you going to choose two and I'm going to pick which hand?
No. Have you ever played a game Deal or No Deal, Brian?
I have played Deal or No Deal.
Okay. So you're familiar how it works, right?
Yes.
And the real game of Deal or No Deal, there's about 26 boxes. You start off the game by shooting a box.
Okay, yeah.
So I have set up on my bed 12 tiles of paper.
Okay.
12 balls will be rolled on. Again, I will show everyone the balls before I put them on. You cannot see anything with these balls, and I'm going to be moving into my bedroom where I set this up prior to the draft. Can everyone see?
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's fine.
Okay. So you got 12 balls. And I'm going to put, as you see, these are rolled up. No one can see anything. I will be putting each ball on a sheet of paper, numbered 1 through 12. And Brian, you will start off the game by picking which number, 1 through 12, do you want to be your lucky ball? I will say before you make your selection, we're going to split this into 5 rounds. You will start off by picking 4 of the 12. After you pick, actually it'll be 4 rounds. Sorry for that.
I understand. 4 in the first, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first 4, I will give you a fake deal. You're not going to actually take a deal, but for the fun of it, I'll do it. And then I will allow you to switch your box if you like.
Okay.
You'll allow the same thing after each and every round. Actually, I guess I'll only allow you to do that if you're still in it. But yeah.
That would be crazy if I was in at the end. Okay.
That would be crazy. And then obviously at the end, it'll be between 2 boxes. You can choose your box.
Okay.
The box.
Let's go with box number, they say 7's the lucky number. Let's go with 7.
7. Box number 7.
That's mine. Okay.
Ryan.
Okay.
4 cases.
So whoever I pick now has the last, doesn't get to choose their pick, basically.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go with.
Again, just to remind everyone, this is not the order of the draft. This is the order of the selection process for the draft picks. That, if you get the first pick, it means you get to choose which pick of the 12 you want. And second, obviously, gets to choose after the first pick, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, let's go with box number 4.
Box number 4. Box number 4. Jennifer, please open your case.
Jennifer, how long did you play that joke for?
At least 2 days. Zach Sturman.
Oh. Does not get to choose his pick.
See Zach.
Yeah, we got it. We saw that. Okay. I can also write it down on my phone if you want, just to
Please do.
Okay. My next pick, I'll pick box number 11.
Box number 11. Dossie, please open your case.
Excuse you. Whoa.
It's your game, bro. Samuel Klein.
Escape. the last choice. Okay.
I believe those are top two choices last year, maybe. They've gotten a lot of good
I
picks.
don't remember. Let's go with box number 1.
Box number 1. Oren Glickman.
Ooh, Oren.
You're doing great so far.
Okay. We're still at a carry. Okay, and for the last box in the first round, we'll go with box number 2.
Box number 2.
This is so fun.
Thank you, Ryan.
I wish there was like an audience cheering every time it was a box for me.
Ryan, this is like the NBA. Adine Less.
Adine.
That was a smooth first round, Brian. No, and our 2 guests are still on. Look at that. People are cheating.
All right, you want to make a deal, Gary?
I will make a deal. Would you take the 4th selection?
I would, but for the sake of the game, no deal.
Okay. Brian, do you wish to swap boxes?
No.
Keeping your box, okay.
I don't think you asked that till the end of the game, I thought.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to make it interesting. There's no real deals.
That'd be crazy if oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. Okay.
Brian, 3 cases.
I'll take box 12. I don't think I've chosen that one yet.
It's still available. You're writing this down, right, Brian?
Yeah.
We have it on videos. Eitan Neiman.
Ooh, our first guest off the board. Okay, let's go with box number 5.
Brian Cohen.
Ooh, that's rough. I was hoping he had a little
7th selection. Okay, it could be worse.
Okay. Should have changed my box.
Should have changed your box. Gave you the option.
Okay, let's go with is 3 available still?
3 is still available.
Okay.
Damn it, Brian.
Gary. Oh damn. Okay.
6th pick. Okay, you delivered it. And you have 1 more.
Well, that was the end of that round, I thought.
No. 2 more. 1 more.
Okay. 10.
The newbies, Ellie and Gabby.
Ellie and Gabby. Okay.
So we got 4 left. We have Dove, Andy, Carr,
Matt.
and Max. Damn it, Max. You weren't enough.
4 left. Okay. What numbers are available? I think 9 is still there.
6, 8, 9, and 9. And we will give you the option. Actually, no, I guess we will. I guess we'll let you keep your box.
All right, let's pick number 9.
The 4th overall selection. Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Good pick. That is a great pick, though. 4th, if you get 4th overall. Okay, let's go with 6.
Oh, Max, Carr, and Andy. 6. The softball player himself, Andy Rosenberg. And we are down to 2, our 3-time champion.
Should I change so someone can get pissed off?
I guess we'll allow it. There's no reason not to allow it.
I'll change my box.
Brian is going to change his box. Someone is going to be very happy with Brian. Be very upset with Brian.
This is all for Christian McCaffrey right here. This is for the first overall pick, right?
For the potential.
You're opening my new box for first pick?
Yes. For first pick, yes. For first pick.
Okay, so open. So this will be first pick. Okay.
Well, no. Wait. Before I even look. No, I feel like your box should be for first. Like your new box should be for first pick.
That's what I said. My new box.
Okay, fine. I'm with you. The person who's going to be very happy with Brian Collins, who will get the first selection, is Jacob Clark.
Okay, congratulations.
Next, box number 7, Brian changed, will get the number 2 overall selection.
So for a recap, we have Clar first, Mac second, Andy third, Dove fourth, Ellie and Gabby fifth, Gary sixth, I'm seventh, Eitan's 8, Adin is 9, Oren is 10, and SK is 11.
And what about 12?
And Zach has whatever's left over.
Right. Ryan, it's been a pleasure. This is a great video. Hopefully it's not too long for everyone. We got
like an hour, 15 minutes in here, something like that.
Dang. This is a great video. Ryan, it's been a pleasure.
As always.
See you, bro.
Good night.